On Talksport right now, Bournemouth hosting Liverpool, who can join Middlesbrough and Port Vale in the quarter-finals. Here's your Talksport commentary team on the South Coast, former England captain Stuart Pearce, alongside Jim Proudfoot.
Thank you, Adrian. Well, there are 14 clubs still left in the Carabao Cup. 8 of the 14 have never won it, and 5 of them are yet to reach the final. And that number includes Bournemouth, who are 1 win away from equalling their best ever run in the competition. Now, they've reached the quarters 3 times, losing twice at Chelsea. But their first ever appearance in the last 8 of the League Cup came here against Liverpool on a night when Raheem Sterling's brace brought a rare reality check to a Cherry side destined to win their first promotion to the Premier League just a few months later. That was some occasion in the days before the big hitters were coming here with regularity, the air crackling with confidence and hopes of an upset that ultimately proved unfounded. 9 years on, this same fixture feels a much more routine affair. That's testament to the progress Bournemouth have made. And whilst the return to the last 8 will be more than welcome, the priority remains to ensure that the likes of Liverpool are still here on a fortnightly basis next season. That, at the moment, is far from guaranteed. Well, the Reds themselves made this competition their own in the early 80s. Kenny Dalglish & Co. lifting the Milk Cup for 4 successive seasons, and no other club can match their tally of 9 League Cup triumphs. They've won it only twice in the last 20 years, but they are the bookies' favourites for glory to repeat their 2022 success. Only 3 of the side that beat Chelsea in that final early last year feature from the start tonight. Keeper Kelleher, who decided the shootout, Matip at the back, and Salah up top. This is how both the sides line up. Bournemouth have Radu in goal, Smith, Mepham, Zabani and Kirkes, Scott and Billing, Semenyo, Christie and Kluivert, and Solanke, the former Liverpool striker, up top. Kelleher replaces Alisson in the Liverpool goal. A back 4 of Gomez, Matip, Kwanzaa and Tsimikas, Szoboszlai, Endo and Jones, Salah, Gakpo and Elliott. The benches for the Cherries: Brooks, Rothwell, Ouattara, Tavernier, Moore, Traore, Senesi, Aarons and Plain. For Liverpool, Van Dijk, Konate, Nunez, McAllister, Jota, Gravenberch, Callum Scanlon, Alexander-Arnold and Adrian. Scanlon, an 18-year-old England under-19 international left-back. Referee tonight, John Brooks, who sent off Virgil van Dijk at Newcastle back in August. And there is no VAR. Bournemouth red and black striped shirts, their customary kit, and Liverpool in white and green quarters, not their customary kit. It won't catch on. Bournemouth will be kicking from left to right in this first half, defending the Steve Fletcher stand, and I'm delighted to say Stuart Pearce is alongside me. Everybody very eager to get out and get in position, and that means that everybody have gone through the formalities just a little bit early, so Liverpool undergoing a quick game of keep ball before we finally get underway. It is a fixture that's brought highs and lows in the recent past. Liverpool's 9-0 win, Bournemouth's unlikely revenge, missed penalties, a wrongful red and a Reds comeback. And that's just in the last 14 months. There's a quarter-final place at stake tonight. Expect the unexpected. And Storm Kieran is in full flow here on the South Coast. There's Kwanzaa in possession on the edge of his own penalty area, chipping it forward towards halfway, where he's volleyed back towards Phil Billing. A little bit of mopping up goes on from Harvey Elliott. He can find his keeper, and Kelleher is there to stab it away. Through the opening 30 seconds here on Talksport, it's Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 0. We'll keep you up to date with all of the goals as they go in from elsewhere. And I'm delighted to say that former League Cup winner Stuart Pearce is alongside me.
Yeah, as you rightly said, we've got a fair bit of swirly wind coming in, and I'm sure it's sort of coming from right to left as we're looking at the pitch at the moment, and I've got a feeling as the evening goes on it will get worse and worse in that respect. Liverpool lining up with Salah down the middle. We thought he might play on his accustomed right-hand side, but it's Szoboszlai. I think that's the pronunciation, isn't it? Szoboszlai. Nowhere near it. Well done.
Ball played from our left-hand side, and Tsimikas can control it. The Liverpool left-back has scored the winning penalty in the FA Cup final shootout against Chelsea a couple of seasons ago. And now Kelleher, who scored the winner in the League Cup, plays it out towards Kwanzaa. First goal of the night in the League Cup. West Ham lead Arsenal by a goal to 0. It's a Ben White own goal and West Ham lead Arsenal 1-0. Over on Talksport 2, later tonight, an 8:15 kickoff will bring you Manchester United against Newcastle. Again, the Talksport network giving you a choice of games tonight. Over on Talksport 2 right now, though, Adrian, still at the helm, reports from all of the League Cup ties through the course of the night, and then from about 8:10 or so here, we'll bring you all the details of those games, but the goals as they happen, and it is West Ham who lead, courtesy of that Ben White own goal. And they've lost 3 in a week, the Hammers, but have their noses in front tonight. Here on the Dorset coast, the ball back with Andre Radu, clearance from him over the halfway line. Matip is there. It's brought under control by Kirkes, and then Kluivert will send it down the inside left channel. Solanke's going to give chase, but the ball on a very zippy, fast playing surface was never going to hold up for him, and it goes out of play for a goal kick. The Quaveen Kelleher will take, and it's 0-0 with a couple of minutes gone here on Talksport.
Yeah, just looking at Salah's position, Bournemouth are looking to do a heavy full court press, pushing players right on, really, really aggressive, I've got to say. And Salah's just playing as the centre forward.
As the ball is in towards Solanke inside the Liverpool penalty area. Christie with an intricate little flick. Billing will take over. Referee takes evasive action. Kirkes stepping over the ball. Kluivert's got it, faced up by Soboslai, and the cross not nearly as good as the approach play, and it's just scuffed it into the hands of Kelleher.
Yeah, just looking at the Bournemouth press, very, very aggressive, massively aggressive. The two centre halves are squeezing right the way in and leaving loads of space behind. Salah's dropping deep as the centre forward, drawing the centre halves with him, and it's leaving a lot of space in behind. They'll have to be careful. If they don't get the press right, they'll leave a lot of room in behind their back line.
Curtis Jones back from suspension, turning away neatly through the midfield, and it's a good ball play towards the edge of the penalty area. Gakpo lets it run past him. Tsimikas back to Cody Gakpo on the corner of the box. Liverpool have got plenty of bodies forward, but Bournemouth have regained their defensive line. Alex Scott actually went down just for a moment and seems to be struggling as the ball is zipped in towards Salah. Salah trying to bobble it inside the penalty area. For those that were arriving to his left, it's cleared, and Semenyo will be able to ride a couple of challenges and get it away towards Solanke. And the counter-attack could be on here for Bournemouth with Christie in possession. He goes down and is fouled. That'll be a free kick which will be taken by Bournemouth midway between the edge of their own penalty area and halfway. Scott seems okay. Incidentally, I think everybody's hearts in their mouths on the Bournemouth bench when he went down for a moment because of the injury problems that he's had for the vast majority of the time since he signed from Bristol City. But he's okay, he's back on his feet and able to continue. Liverpool in possession. West Ham leading by a goal to nil. First goal in the Scottish Premiership tonight, St Johnstone. Under the new manager leading Kilmarnock by a goal to nil. Nicky Clark in the first minute. They haven't won a single league game so far this season. St Johnstone, Stephen McLean left the club after the weekend defeat to St Mirren, and they've scored inside seconds at home to Killy tonight and lead 1-0 at McDermott Park. Here's Mo Salah in possession, and he's dropped it back at the feet of Joel Matip. Matip playing it forward towards Elliott. Elliott put under immediate pressure by Kluivert, lost the ball. And then as Christie tried to work it forward for the run from Kluivert, Liverpool quickly won it back. Bournemouth having to drop that little bit deeper as Salah drops out to the Liverpool right-hand side. Forward towards Soboslai. Soboslai able to control it easily. Gomez makes a run outside him on the overlap. Ball is played in towards Gomez and then swiftly back for the diminutive blonde-haired Elliott. And the Londoner back inside the centre circle for Matip. Now towards Kwanzaa, who's made a real impact on the few occasions that he's had in the Liverpool first team so far, including a very good performance in the Premier League from the start at Wolves. Ball inside the penalty area is deflected, and Mepham's forced to slide in and steer it into the Steve Fletcher stand and out of play for the first corner of the night.
Well, if these early interactions are anything to go by, it's going to be a very, very open game. I thought Bournemouth had an opportunity just slightly before this last Liverpool attack to play the ball in behind. Christie turned that opportunity down. But Liverpool look as though they've got that cutting edge as well about their play.
6 gone 0-0, first corner. A right-footed away swinger that Solanke heads away on the corner of the 6-yard box. And now Kluivert has the opportunity to run towards halfway and lead a counter-attack. Elliott did really well, just came across, held him up, And with the aid of Szoboszlai, they were able to knock it out of play, and it's a throw which will be taken by Bournemouth.
Yeah, it was top quality play there by Elliott. You know, when you look at somebody and think they're slightly quicker than me, which I think he did at first, he said, no, I'm not going to dive in. You're not going to have an easy ride on this one, and Liverpool doubled up on him.
This is the third League Cup meeting between these two. Liverpool have won each of the previous two. Adam Smith played in both of them. He's in possession now for Bournemouth, making his way forward from right back. Couldn't link up with Solanke, and Liverpool will clear. Raheem Sterling scored a couple of goals in a 3-1 win here in the quarterfinals in the 14-15 season, and then Nathaniel Klein scored the only goal at Anfield in round 4. This stage of the competition the following year was one of only 2 goals that Klein scored against the club that he'd end up playing for. Here's Solanke, he's also played for both. And he's controlled an aerial ball beautifully. Lays it off to his right-hand side. Christie's delivery hit Matip and ricochets outside the penalty area. Gakpo plays it back. Tsimikas forced to play it. Those two just at cross purposes for a moment. And as the Greek international tried to find the Dutchman, all he found was touch, and it's out for a throw that's been taken quickly by Adam Smith.
Yeah, I spoke to a coach in the summer before the season started, Jim, and he mentioned to me about Solanke and the kilometres that he puts in during a game, and he'll be a massive asset if they want to press from the front with his energy and, more importantly, stretch the opposition, which he's shown already tonight.
He had a strange Liverpool career. He scored 1 goal in 27 games as a striker, and they sold him for 6 times what they paid for him, which just illustrates really that everybody could see that the talent was there, that it was still unfulfilled at that stage. But he's done well for Bournemouth. Had a good start of this season with 5 goals already.
I think it also proves as well you play for the club that the player comes from as much as anything.
Yeah, every chance. Every chance. He really ripped it up in the Championship, has not got anything like the same rate of return in the Premier League. But his numbers are still pretty impressive, more than 60 goals behind him for Bournemouth now. Endo put under a bit of pressure inside the centre circle by Billing, who shoved him over. It's a free kick which is taken quickly by Liverpool. Elliott knocking it out to the right-hand side for Gomez. And then Gomez getting the return ball after a little 1-2 between them. Szoboszlai letting it run. Salah able to take it on inside the penalty area. Elliott will try and tiptoe his way through and can't quite make the headway he wanted. Liverpool win the seconds around the edge of the penalty area. And it's back towards Joe Gomez, who's never scored a Liverpool goal, but just pegging it back here towards the edge of the area for a left-footed shot that comes in and is effectively blocked and then whacked away. It was Curtis Jones with the effort. Bournemouth clear, and it's brought down by Kwanzaa inside the centre circle.
I tell you, Kwanzaa done really well there. Ball coming over his shoulder, he balled it down well because he was being chased down by Christie. Little did he know.
And now Liverpool with a very high defensive line almost exposed right on the halfway line, as it looked as though Kluivert was going to be able to get in past Endo.
Yeah, both teams are pressing on very, very aggressively to each other and giving up space behind their back line.
A couple more goals in the Scottish Premiership, including leaders Celtic trailing at home to third place St Mirren. Celtic 5 points clear of Rangers at the top. Rangers in action tonight at Dundee, that's 0-0, but Colin McMenamin has given St Mirren the lead at Celtic. And it's 1-0 there to the Buddies. Semenyo controlling the ball just outside his own penalty area, had his shirt pulled by Tsimikas, and the referees acknowledged that. When Semenyo lost possession, he said there was no advantage. He's pulled it back, and it's a free kick to Bournemouth.
Yeah, we've had this a couple of times over the weekend. The referees have played advantage, and good advantage at that. Well done to them. But there comes a stage where the time elapses, and you think, when does that advantage run out? And that was almost borderline to one of those, wasn't it?
I saw that a couple of times in the game at West Ham at the weekend. Good advantages, yes. Long advantages as well. That was another illustration, but no complaints from Liverpool players. In the Carabao Cup tonight, Ipswich 0, Fulham 1 at Portman Road. Ipswich, one of the 2 non-Premier League sides in action tonight, but they trail at home. Harry Wilson scoring for Fulham, who are hoping to reach their first quarter-final for 19 years. Haven't won away from home in 5. Ipswich have won 6 in a row at home and have scored at least 3 goals in all of those, but they made 11 changes tonight. And Ipswich trail at home to Fulham by a goal nearly inside 10 minutes. Harry Wilson with that. This one is 0-0 here on Talksport between Bournemouth and Liverpool.
Just looking at Jurgen Klopp there, he's in deep discussion, trying to make a point with the fourth official, and some of that might be the point that we just made about an advantage playing on and on and on, because I didn't see anything else happen in the game that he might be so volatile about.
The ball is chipped inside the penalty area here by Christie, and then Kelleher diving to his right-hand side makes a good save from a Kluivert half volley. Potentially was going wide. Difficult to see from this angle, but it was a good ball over the top from Ryan Christie. And Kluivert sneaking in round the back, struck it sweetly on his right foot. But Kelleher made a comfortable stop.
He did, as I say. I think Kelleher, it was just creeping in the post. I think that might have just strayed into offside territory.
No VAR tonight for these League Cup ties, incidentally. And talking of Justin Kluivert, he has the chance to do something. I'll leave this with you for a few minutes. He's got the chance to do something that, to my knowledge, only one other player in football history has ever done. He would be the youngest to do it. He can't do it tonight. But I'll just let you consider what that might be. Nothing to do, incidentally, with his dad, who was, of course, an extraordinary talent. He played in no end of games, scored a winner in a Champions League final back in his Ajax days, and went to Barcelona and Newcastle. Nothing to do with that, something that Justin would achieve in his own right. He's got possession now over on the Bournemouth left, linking up with Kirkes. And Soboslai's giving it away, and he's in with pace. And Kelleher does really well as Kluivert drove it into a dangerous area on the edge of the 6-yard box. Kelleher got down, got a hand to it, and then reacted very quickly to be able to get back to his feet and claim the loose ball.
I've got to say, ball lost in his own back third there. And a really smart save with his left hand, Kelleher.
St Johnstone leading Kilmarnock by 2-0. 2 up inside 7 minutes at McDermott Park as they look for that first league win of the season. This one, with Curtis Jones in possession for Liverpool, remains 0-0. Bournemouth having the half chances inside the opening 13 minutes or so. Made only 3 changes tonight. Liverpool have made 8 from the side that beat Nottingham Forest 3-0 at the weekend. I think that part of the team selection is down to the fact that Bournemouth have got Manchester City away at the weekend, and they sense the best will in the world. They're going to be very unlikely to win that game, whatever set of players they put out, so prioritising in terms of the games this week, this particular game. Liverpool making 8 changes ahead of their trip to Luton at the weekend. Joe Gomez in possession now for Liverpool, gets towards the byline, but Mepham comes across the cover, and he concedes the second corner that Liverpool have won. 15 gone, 0-0 on Talksport.
Yeah, Mepham's done well for the second time tonight, cutting out that little cross ball there, getting his head to it. I'm going to need a clue on the Kluivert situation. I'm going to refer another one back to you, where I think I'm the only person to ever have done this in football. A stat from my Man City days.
In comes the corner, which is headed away. And it comes down towards the edge of the penalty area for Harvey Elliott, and Gomez will fire it out to the right. Liverpool able to recycle it, and they go back for Curtis Jones. So I've got an idea on yours, and I'll come back to you in a moment. The ball is swung in left-footed deep towards the far post. Salah has done well. He's just flicked it down towards Gomez, and he can drive it in and win another corner to be taken over on the Liverpool right. Is yours something to do with somebody else who's here tonight?
No. Absolutely not.
Okay.
This is something to do with scoring goals at Manchester City. I'll give you a clue. I scored 3 goals at Manchester City, but it's how those goals were scored I think is unique in football.
In comes it's an intriguing one. In comes the corner towards the near post, and Bournemouth can bring it away, and every time that they turn over possession in that kind of area, they have a chance of a counter-attack. Scott is in there and got caught, and he's gone down holding his knee. Play goes on. It was Gakpo that caught him. He's back on his feet, I'm glad to say. I don't think there was any malice in it whatsoever. It was a genuine attempt to win the ball. That wasn't how Scott saw it, and is motioning towards the referee. He felt he got caught. Studs on knee. But the net result is a ball ricocheting out of play for a goal kick that will be taken away to our left-hand side by Andre Radu. So you scored 3 goals for Manchester City, all against the same opponent, was it?
No. That's called a hat-trick. So,
no, in different games.
No. I scored 3 goals in one season. Just 3 goals in my last season at Manchester City. A penalty, a free kick, and directly from a corner. 3 set plays.
That's a good effort. That is a good effort. Justin Kluivert's potential achievement, maybe not quite as good as that, or better, depending on how you look at it. The clue I will give you for Kluivert is the other man to have done it is Stefan Jovetic, also a former Manchester City player. Here's Gakpo. Adam Smith in very strongly, and a free kick has gone Liverpool's way, just outside their own penalty area. Everton lead Burnley by a goal to nil. James Tarkowski scoring against his former club. Second goal of the season for Tarkowski. Everton not bad at the weekend in winning at West Ham, a fourth away win at 6. They've struggled to get anything like that kind of consistency at home. The consistency they've had at Goodison Park has been an unwanted one, but they lead Burnley by a goal to nil. And Fleetwood are a goal up at home to Blackpool in the Fylde Coast Derby in League One. Fleetwood would move up to 19th if they win tonight. Lee Johnson's men ahead there. Fleetwood 1, Blackpool 0. This one, as the rain continues to drive in, Storm Kieran hitting the south coast and hitting it hard at the moment. It's a swirling breeze, but it is blowing from right to left as we look at it. That's the way that Liverpool are going, so it's into the faces of the Bournemouth players in these early stages.
Yeah, you wonder in the second half if this wind gets stronger and the weather gets more stronger, it's going to be Liverpool facing this onslaught of weather in the second half.
You just wonder whether the conditions might end up ultimately being in Bournemouth's favour. Liverpool have a throw which will be taken on the left-hand touchline away to our left-hand side. They're kicking from right to left as we look at it. Tsimikas took the throw and he worked it all the way back towards halfway for Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa just plays a sensible ball to his right-hand side for Joel Matip. Matip, one of only 3 in the starting lineup for Liverpool tonight, who's in the 11 that won the League Cup final against Chelsea back in 2022. They're 9th, hoping to make it 10 with a good run this time around, and they are the favourites to lift the trophy as things stand. Ball played in by Elliott. Salah can turn inside the area. He's offside, and it was good goalkeeping anyway by Radu, who came out and narrowed the angle. Salah hitting the shot on the turn, and it hit Andre Radu, the Romanian goalkeeper, but the offside flag was up against him anyway.
Well, I've got to say, what a smart ball from Elliott. He's cut 2 out on the counter-attack already, but that pass split the Bournemouth defence open, and fortunately for them, Salah had just strayed offside.
Our next live football here on Talksport is on Friday. We've got 2 of the Championship's top 3 meeting. League leaders Leicester taking on Leeds. It's on Talksport 2 from 8 o'clock. A reminder that we've got a choice of live games for you tonight, with Manchester United against Newcastle kicking off at 8:15. That one over on Talksport 2 for you this evening. Celtic have equalised at home to St Mirren in the Scottish Premiership. I'll confirm the goal scorer for you very shortly. Fleetwood 2 up at home to Blackpool, and Jack Marriott's 4th of the season has doubled the lead for Lee Johnson's men at Highbury tonight. Here's Kwanzaa. Long right-footed ball just pinged over the top, and only just too long for Joe Gomez's run.
Yeah, decent ball. He started the game really well, Kwanzaa. Looks comfortable in possession, wants to take the ball, and's quite happy to, as we saw just then, ping a ball 50, 60 yards trying to get his teammate in.
He had a really good loan spell at Bristol Rovers last year, and I think that gave everybody at Liverpool confidence that he was going to be able to make the step up. This is his 7th appearance of the season. He's played in nearly half of Liverpool's games. His 4th start. He did well to deputise for Virgil van Dijk when he had his suspension following his red card at Newcastle, which was shown incidentally by the same referee tonight, John Brooks. Ball headed by Matip forward towards Endo, and Endo under pressure from Scott has won a throw. It's come off Christie actually, and gone out for a throw that will be taken on the Liverpool left-hand side by Tsimikas. So these are the scores at the moment. West Ham leading Arsenal 1-0, the Ben White own goal. Elsewhere in the EFL Cup, Chelsea 0, Blackburn 0, Everton 1, Burnley 0, Fulham a goal up at Ipswich. This one remains 0-0. That Celtic equaliser at home to St Mirren in the Scottish Premiership, scored by David Turnbull, his 4th of the season for Brendan Rodgers' man. Rangers still 0-0 in their game at Dundee. Adam Smith clipping one forward. Christie sensed he was going to be offside, made no attempt to go for it. Solanke goes down right on the corner of the penalty area under a challenge from Kwanzaa, and he's sitting up now and both hands outstretched looking at the referee, and when the whistle does go to his mouth, he's found in Liverpool's favour for a foul against Christie. It's 0-0, hugely entertaining in difficult conditions though, and here's the former England captain Stuart Pearce.
Yes, I'm still mulling over this Jovetic-Kluivert question. Is it something to do goals between moving clubs, the amount of clubs they've had in regard to the space of goals or non-goals that they've scored in their career?
Nothing to do with the space of goals, but it is goals where they've scored them, who they've scored them from, which countries they've scored them in. There's your clue. Here's Solanke for Liverpool. Jovetic has done it. Kluivert will do it when he scores his first Premier League goal for Bournemouth. Here's Gomez. Played for by Gomez into the feet of Endo. Matip back for Endo again. And then Endo will take it out towards the Liverpool right-hand side. You're with Talksport, where the rain is coming down with increasing ferocity. It's still 0-0. Ball played by Cody Gakpo out to the Liverpool right-hand side. Laid off by Salah. Clipped in, but far too hard away from Tsimikas' run at the far post. And he goes out of play for a goal kick that Radu is going to take.
Right, I'm going to say they've scored 4 goals in 4 different countries before the age of 21.
Yeah, it's not age-related. What it is, we think Jovetic is the only player who's ever scored in each of Europe's top 5 leagues. Kluivert has scored in 4 of them. He scored for Nice and Valencia. Scored in Germany as well. He scored in Italy. And just waiting for his first Bournemouth goal. But he would be much younger than Jovetic if and when he does it. Still only 24. So to have played in each of Europe's top 5 leagues would be very impressive. And in fact, if you consider that he played in the Netherlands as well for Ajax, then he would have scored in each of Europe's top 6 leagues.
That's impressive.
The ball has gone out of play for a throw, which will be taken by Adam Smith right in front of us on the Bournemouth right. Worked forward towards Christie. Smith able to take it on towards the edge of the penalty area, but Kwanzaa can clear. Goes over the halfway line. Awkward one for Mepham to judge, but Zabani is able to shepherd it back for his goalkeeper. He's had a good season, Ilya Zabani, aside from Dinamo Kiev in a £24 million deal last season, and didn't have too much in the way of action. Injury curtailed that. But he's not missed a minute of Premier League action this season and keeps his place tonight. Here's Billing sweeping it across for Semenyo, who will control it on the edge of the area. Christie opened up his left foot but sends it wide of Kelleher's far post.
What a smart move that was by Bournemouth. They played through the thirds and it was Scott's ball that really started things off, playing out to the left-hand side. But when it arrived at Christie, I think he took the shot too early. I really did. The ball was bouncing slightly. Never got it on target.
Kelleher playing out from the back and put under pressure by Solanke. But Liverpool will be able to bring it away, and Matip works it into the midfield for Soboslai. Nice touch from Elliott. Looks as though he's going to sweep it forward with his right foot, but let the ball hit his left and then injected a little bit of power to get it back for Kwanzaa. Now Wataru Endo able to play the ball over the halfway line, and Harvey Elliott can bring it forward. Salah facing the wrong way, just looking at the play in behind him, backtracking. Now will take the ball on the half turn on the corner of the penalty area, setting up Gakpo back to his left hand side for Jones. Curtis Jones out towards Tsimikas. He will take it on left-footed. Ball flashed inside the penalty area, and that's headed away by Zabani, and out of play for another corner.
Yeah, Liverpool put probably about 4 balls across the face of the goal at this moment in time. Bournemouth have been equal to it at the moment, but it'll only be a matter of time if they keep doing that before it drops to a Liverpool player.
So this is the third Liverpool corner, the first of which will be taken on the left. So it's an away swinger from Tsimikas, headed away by Mepham from the penalty spot. Then clipped back in by Elliott. It's a good ball as well. Driven first time across the edge of the 6-yard box. And knocked to safety. But that was much better from Liverpool, getting bodies free inside the penalty area. Soboslai that was a little bit frustrated that he couldn't find a teammate with that driven cross. Bournemouth clear towards halfway and take a throw quickly back for Jones.
Another really smart ball by Elliott there, I've got to say. It come to him at the edge of the box. A little diagonal, little dink up to the far post, created the opportunity.
All of the League Cup ties pretty evenly poised so far, unlike a couple of the Copa del Rey ties today. Getafe won 12-0 away earlier with Mason Greenwood scoring a couple as the ball's played in here for Elliott, and it's a good save. Diving away to his right-hand side, Radu dropped to the floor, was very grateful, was committed to go that way, really. And Elliott will be frustrated on what's been a good night for him so far that he didn't make better contact with that.
I'll tell you what, you're looking at the players getting into the box here, and it was Elliott who got the finish away, albeit semi-tame. But there's 3 Liverpool players coming into 2 defensive players from Bournemouth, and Liverpool really getting into these wide areas, causing problems with balls into the box.
And now Elliott will be able to drive forward again towards Salah. Salah clipping it left-footed towards the far post, where Jones will try and bring it down. He's hoiked it high up in the air. Bit of pressure coming in from Gakpo. Clear for Endo. Right-footed effort. Really well blocked. Billing throwing himself into the line of fire on the edge of the penalty area. And he goes out of play for a throw to Liverpool, but they're beginning to turn the screw.
They are. They're creating a lot of chances, a lot of entries into the box, a lot of pullbacks, but Bournemouth have been equal to most of it, apart from that Elliott effort a minute ago.
Matip playing it forward towards Salah. Salah's control is clean on the edge of the penalty area. Soboslai, and that's gone across the face of goal and wide of the left-hand post. Liverpool with 4 or 5 half chances in the space of the last 6 or 7 minutes.
We were talked about pre-game Salah and the amount of games he plays. He almost, every time I look at the Liverpool lineup, whatever competition it is, Salah's in the lineup. He's never rested, and he's almost, I think Klopp thinks, well, I've always got a chance of winning a game if this fella's in my team.
Yeah, he played 51 out of 52 games in all competitions last year. He's only missed at 1 for Liverpool so far this time around. 10 goals in his 13 matches in all competitions. A really good goal scoring record against Bournemouth, but he will feel that it should be even better. He's missed penalties in the last 2 matches that he's played against them. Still got 9 against 9. Here's Kluivert controlling a high ball forward and setting it up for Kerkez, whose left-footed shot was on target, but little more. Easy for Gallagher just to drop to his knees and make the save.
Well, Bournemouth play a brand of football that is very open going forward, but very open defensively as well, and I'm sure that the fans here have been in for a real treat this season in regard, not so much results, but certainly it's pleasing on the eye to the neutral.
Yeah, only 1 win in 14 Premier League games, stretching back into last season. They've won more Carabao Cup ties this season than Premier League matches. It was so important that they got off the mark with that victory against Burnley at the weekend. They've had some nice moments tonight, but neither goalkeeper has come particularly close to being beaten. Kelleher put under pressure here, kept his nerve and siphoned it out towards Endo, and John Matip will be able to bring it forward. I talked about the glut of goals in the Copa del Rey. A 12-0 away win for Getafe earlier. That won't be the biggest win of the day. Real Betis are 8 up after 40 minutes away from home tonight against lower division opposition in Spain. But there's a goal at Stamford Bridge in the League Cup. Alex Crook.
And a goal for Chelsea. Chelsea 1, Blackburn 0. Chelsea's forwards have been misfiring so far. So up from the back came Benoit Badiashile to take matters into his own hands. It came from a corner on the right-hand side, only half parried away by the Rovers goalkeeper Leopold Wallstedt. And there was Badiashile to turn in from close range. Chelsea 1, Blackburn 0.
Will be around the grounds very shortly. Goal in the Scottish Premiership as Aberdeen lead at Motherwell through Jamie McGrath. Soboslai's just had an effort played in the right-hand side of the penalty area by Salah, which was deflected away for Liverpool's 4th corner. Played half an hour here. Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 0. It's their 4th corner without reply. In swinger, headed away by Zabani. Set up for Elliott. Left-footed effort was going wide, and Gakpo's there at the 2nd attempt to put it in. The first effort saved by the goalkeeper from Cody Gakpo, and he's spilled back down to the feet of the Dutchman only 3 yards out, and he's blazed it in to give Liverpool a deserved advantage.
Well, he come out to that man on the edge of the box, Elliott, that's been instrumental in feeding a few good passes forward, and he's ball in, almost deflected and then smashed into the net at close range. But Liverpool have created a lot of chances so far in this game, and they probably deserve to be in front.
Cody Gakpo with the goal, the 3rd successive away match he's played in which he's scored, and just in the right place at the right time to be able to react. Elliott with the first effort, which was flicked on by Kwanzaa, hit Gakpo, goalkeeper saved it, and then Gakpo was quickest to react to turn it in from close range, and Liverpool lead it by a goal to nil. Bournemouth on their way forward, win a free kick about 15 yards outside the penalty area. Milos Kerkez brought down, and they got a set-piece opportunity to get back on level terms straight away.
Yeah, considering we're sort of 30 minutes into this game, Liverpool have had a lot of entries into the final third. They've managed to get their goal on this occasion, but saying that, Bournemouth also as well have had a couple of really good efforts and opportunities to work the goalkeeper, which they probably haven't done as well as Liverpool have.
So free kick to be taken by Christie. Left-footed, plenty of air underneath it, and it's chested out so calmly by Szoboszlai, who gets it back for Kelleher. Let's go to Portman Road. Ipswich against Fulham. Ian Danta.
31 gone. Ipswich 0, Fulham 1. Fulham, good value for the lead given to them by Harry Wilson in the 9th minute. Lovely defence-splitting pass from Deckard over Reed, and Wilson beat Walton to the ball at the edge of the area to stick it into an empty net. Ipswich 0, Fulham 1.
And we'll get half-time details now from the London derby. West Ham, Joe Shannon.
West Ham 1, Arsenal 0. Ben White's headed own goal after a Jared Bowen corner separates these two. Arsenal have lacked bite. A Havertz header tipped over by Fabianski, their best chance. West Ham 1, Arsenal 0.
Thank you, Joe. Simicast with the ball inside the penalty area, cleared out as far as Endo. Semenyo might be able to bring it away, turned into trouble, but Scott can take over. He couldn't find a way through a very congested midfield area, and then Endo under duress from Solanke, who tried to pull him back. Feeds Salah. Salah with a left-footed effort straight into the midriff of goalkeeper Radu, but Liverpool playing some good stuff now, working it forward and making light of tricky conditions.
Yeah, that goal will give them ultimate confidence, and Bournemouth seem to be short of players when the ball does get half cleared on the edge of the box or in the last third. Players picking the ball up are Liverpool players and sustaining attacks, and they've got to make sure when they do turn it over they don't give possession away or they get someone filling that area.
So Liverpool leading by a goal to nil, and Everton a goal up as well. Here's Talksport's Matt Jones.
Yeah, it's Everton 1, Burnley 0. That goal scored earlier on by James Tarkowski. It should be 2-0 though. There was a cross into the box a few moments ago which the goalkeeper Muric flashed at. It landed to Onana and he blazed over the open goal. Everton 1, Burnley 0.
High in League One, Fleetwood leading Blackpool by 2 goals to nil in the Fylde derby. And they're underway live over on Talksport 2, Manchester United against Newcastle United. And we'll keep you up to date with all of the events there, but it is live for you right now over on Talksport 2. If you've got the Talksport app, you can easily flick from one game to the other, and it's easy to download the Talksport app from your usual app store. Kwanzaa in possession for Liverpool inside his own half of the centre circle. And he's hit a knuckleball out towards the Liverpool right-hand side, controlled well by Gomez. He finds Salah, but Scott was in his way. But the tall Danish international Billing will work it forward. And then on the slide, Kerkez can help it forward towards Christie. And the ball just seemed to gather pace off the surface, a spin away from him. Curtis Jones will be able to pick it up. Liverpool leading 1-0, work it forward here with Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai towards Gomez again. A disguised layoff towards the edge of the penalty area for Jones. Szoboszlai with a right-footed effort, and that was close. Whistles across the face of goal. Radu knew he was struggling, but it beat the post by a foot and a half.
Now, I think we're involved in a basketball game here. This game is just swinging from end to, well, when I say from end to end, it's swinging from sort of Liverpool's probably mid-third to Bournemouth's goal. When Liverpool turn the ball over, they're making strong efforts.
Scuffed clearance from Radu, but Jones couldn't control it. And Kerkez will bring it forward here for Bournemouth and play it out towards the left-hand side for Kluivert. Kluivert running towards the edge of the penalty area. The principal options are to his right, including the dreadlocked Semenyo onto his left foot. A stinging effort, but Kelleher equal to it. Anticipated where it was going, dived down to his left-hand side and made a comfortable save.
Yeah, I think if you're the Bournemouth boss, you look and think, well, my team haven't done that bad, but why are we seeding so many entries into our final third? Why are they getting to the sides of us and sliding balls across the face of us, and why are they picking up things on the edge of the box? That would be the question for me.
That Copa del Rey tie, you'll be pleased to hear, it's got to half-time. Hernan Cortez 0, Real Betis 9. Here's Jones, back towards Jarrell Kwanzaa. This one 1-0. So West Ham, Liverpool, Chelsea, Everton and Fulham all leading their respective League Cup ties by a goal to nil tonight. Still 0-0 between Manchester United and Newcastle over on Talksport 2. Run through the Scottish latest scores for you in a moment, with Harvey Elliott in possession for Liverpool with a pirouette on halfway under pressure from Solanke. He's laid it back for Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa slows it down to a walking pace. And the ball just stopped for a moment on the halfway line. Kwanzaa's boot on the top of it. And then Kwanzaa exchanges passes with his fellow centre-half Matip, works it down towards the near touchline for Jones. Jones dropping back in behind Tsimikas into a left-back position for a moment. He's under pressure from Scott and can lay it back for his goalkeeper. In the Scottish Premiership, Celtic against St Mirren is 1-1. That Dundee Rangers game delayed. Hearts Livingston 0-0. Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 1. And St Johnstone leading Kilmarnock by 2-0. You're with Talksport, and here's Stuart Pearce.
I'm just looking at Mepham's position as right centre-half. He's looking to squeeze in on Salah, going all the way. But what that does, it leaves a big gap in behind him. And Liverpool got intelligent players that fill that gap and leaving a lot of space in behind them.
Gakpo through the midfield towards Elliott. Elliott out towards Joe Gomez, has been really willing to get forward down that right hand side. Salah rolling it in towards Szoboszlai, out towards Gomez. This is really neat and tidy from Liverpool, and then Salah just gave it away, and Kluivert read the next pass in the move. Elliott has quickly won it back. He's then lost it just as quickly, and Kluivert, who's caught the eye for Bournemouth tonight, able to bring it forward with pace on the counter attack. And I think he was expecting a run from Solanke that he never got, and he just poked the ball between two defenders. Solanke didn't make that run down the inside left channel. He peeled out into a wider position, and the loose ball just goes through for Kelleher. Still 1-0 to Liverpool.
Well, the one plus they've got, Bournemouth, is they've got good pace on the counter-attacks. Both wide players have got good aggressive pace. Solanke looking to get and darting behind, and Christie gets up and joins the attack, which has created probably 3 or 4 opportunities which they probably should have done better with their finish.
Kelleher playing it out towards Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa's ball forward, brought under control by the goal scorer Cody Gakpo, and Adam Smith knew the danger of letting him get past him. Smith saying that the initial foul was by the Dutchman on him, pulling his shirt, but the referee saw the more significant contact as being the only one that was warranting a free kick. Liverpool have taken it, but then Jones has given it away, and Scott will be able to bring it forward, and it's bobbled off him and then goes out. Szoboszlai bent down to pick the ball up to take a throw, and Scott kicked it away from him, which hasn't gone down well. Just a few words being exchanged as Szoboszlai runs back into position. We've got 6 to go to half-time. It's Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 1.
Yeah, once again we've got a directive that comes in at the start of the season. If you even move the ball half an inch off its rotation, it's deemed as time wasting.
Ball played forward by Gakpo for Salah to Gomez inside the penalty area. Gomez will turn back out and find Salah again. Left-footed ball in from him, and the headed clearance gets it clear from Chris Mepham. Then his wide boots the Welsh international. Back out towards Gomez again. Worked in towards Szoboszlai and cleared. Salah's this little bit deeper this time and can just nod the ball forward after a bounce. Gets a return pass and feeds it back through the midfield towards Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa towards Jones. Jones taking on away from Semenyo. Ran down a blind alley, but 2 Bournemouth players converging on him. They've sandwiched him and fouled him. Billing has stayed down hurt, but the free kick's gone against him. And Liverpool have a set piece in a good position here. It's just left of centre, and it's about 15 outside the box.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier there, Jim, first month of the season, the directive is time wasting. If you roll the ball away or roll it a foot away, you're getting booked, and we saw that all of a sudden 2 months in. Lo and behold, we just ignore that now. Just a moan I've got out of the way.
You cynic.
Aren't I just?
You're dead right, though. It's a free kick that Liverpool will take in a position that Szoboszlai will fancy. I mean, it's at the limit of range. But I think with these difficult playing conditions, he'll know that if he can get it to bounce not too far in front of the goalkeeper, he's got a chance of being able to cause some problems here. He's got to get it over the 3-man wall first. He can't do that. It was Solanke on the left edge of the 3-man wall as we looked at it that was able to get in the way and block it. And the loose ball ricochets through towards Tsimikas. 4 to go to half-time. Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 1. Szoboszlai makes another run forward, and Radu goes out there, does enough to put him off and lets the ball run out of play for a goal kick that will be taken away to our left-hand side in front of the Steve Fletcher stands. Chelsea leading Blackburn 1-0. Barrier Shield. Everton leading Burnley 1-0 through James Tarkowski. Ipswich 0, Fulham 1, Harry Wilson. And a Ben White own goal has given West Ham the advantage in the 7:30 kick-off at home to Arsenal. That's at half-time. The 8:15 game at Old Trafford, live for you right now over on Talksport 2, is 0-0. Clearance from Radu really caught the swirling breeze, didn't get to halfway. And Bournemouth able to neatly play their way out of trouble. Smith on the slide, played it down to the right for Christie. But the free kick has gone Bournemouth's way just outside their own box. Now coming up Monday, Tottenham take on Chelsea, and Danny Murphy will be joining Drive from 6 before Adrian takes us through the night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Chelsea across town for a London derby. Poch going back to Tottenham. It will be some game and some listen, with the build-up starting at 6 on TalkSport on Monday. And don't forget, game day returns this Saturday, featuring Fulham against Manchester United from 12:30. Manchester City against Bournemouth kicks off at 3 o'clock on TalkSport 2. And we've got FA Cup first round action for you as well. National League side Bromley hosting League One Blackpool, and that's on TalkSport 2 at 5:45. Adam Smith taking a throw in an advanced position here for Bournemouth, looking to get themselves back on level terms before half-time. Smith to Semenyo, back for Scott, taken on now by Mepham. Scott lets the ball run past him and Tsimikas, but Semenyo, who receives it, is offside. I wasn't sure that he was, but the decision's gone against him. Big smile on the face of Semenyo and on the assistant referee's face as well. And it's free kick which will be taken in the left-back position by Liverpool, who are 2 minutes away from having a half-time lead.
Yeah, Semenyo's just drifted offside once or two in careless situations. He's made runs too soon, got himself offside, and on that occasion just a little bit slow in getting back.
So Kelleher, in his dark yellow goalkeeping garb, needs to make sure he gets plenty on this, because he's hitting it into the teeth of the wind, but he's got decent distance. Jones, Gakpo, and now Elliott able to bring it down and turn very neatly. We saw that there was going to be a collision between him and Christie. They both tried to duck out of the way. Christie got caught on the side of the face. Elliott's okay. The referee has seen that Christie is as well. Would imagine it'll be a drop ball to restart play here with Liverpool in possession. They're about to go into the 44th minute. John Brooks, the referee, picks up the ball, drops it now at the feet of Kwanzaa, just inside the centre circle. Goes forward towards Endo. Remember, in theory, it will be Bournemouth that will have the better of the weather conditions in the second half. Semenyo travelling with real pace. He's got 3 white and green shirts around him. And the ball goes out of play for a throw that he will take. I thought that probably should have gone the other way, that Semenyo's touch was the last one there, but it's a throw that Adam Smith will take. They've only beaten Liverpool twice in their history. Bournemouth, a thrilling 4-3 win, you might remember here, where a few years ago Nathan Ake scored the winner. They were 3-1 down with 14 minutes to go, came back and won 4-3. And then last season, when Phil Billings' goal gave Bournemouth a 1-0 victory on a day where Mo Salah missed a penalty. The only 2 victories Bournemouth have ever had against Liverpool. They've got their work cut out to turn this round, particularly against the Liverpool side, who have only dropped league points against Chelsea on the opening day when they've taken the lead. The other 6 games they've gone 1-0 up in League and Cup. In all competitions this season, they have gone on to win. Got another free kick for another Semenyo offside, as we go to 1 minute of added time at the end of this first half. Ball driven by Kelleher, under pressure, down towards the left-hand touchline. Couldn't find Tsimikas. It's gone out of play for a Bournemouth throw. They might be able to muster one last attack before the break. Yeah,
I've got to say the game's been played at a sensational tempo. Both teams knocking the ball around, zipping it around off the surface and counter-attacking and pressing with good aggression. It's been a really entertaining game.
Bournemouth have lost possession, and Liverpool now have a throw, which will be taken back towards Jones. Jones on halfway to Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa's 15 yards inside his own half. They're just trying to run the clock down, really, as Aberdeen go 2 up at Motherwell with a goal from Nicky Devlin, just coming up to half-time. This one in the last knockings before the break. It's Cody Gakpo's goal that separates the two. Kwanzaa to Matip, and back for the youngster again. Now towards Kelleher. Christie will apply the pressure, but Kelleher can get it clear with the last touch of a very entertaining first half. They've made light of difficult weather conditions, and it was a very even start to the game, but Liverpool began to turn the screw from midway through the half. Cody Gakpo with the breakthrough after Radu spilled a Kwanzaa effort into his path, and that's the difference between the two sides at half-time. Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 1.
It's 0-0 Man United Newcastle. That's live on Talksport 2 right now. 15 minutes or so gone. Just coming out for the second half here at the London Stadium. West Ham leading Arsenal 1-0 through Ben White's own goal early in the piece. But Stuart Pearce at the Vitality. Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 1. I'm listening to the commentary and it sounds like an exciting game.
It's really a good game. I'm really enjoying it, and both teams have played their part in that game. There's great energy from both teams. Bournemouth looking for that high press again and had their opportunities, but their finishing's not been great. Liverpool on the other end knocked the ball around, some intelligent players in there, and they've had a lot of entries into the penalty box of Bournemouth, but have only managed to get the one goal at this moment in time. The weather, as it keeps coming in, Liverpool are going to be against the wind in the second half. Whether that will play a big part or not, time will tell.
You talk about Bournemouth with the high press. Is that affecting how they actually defend when Liverpool beat that high press? You talk about Liverpool's entries in the box. Is there anything Areola can change at half-time to stop Liverpool getting in the box?
Well, I think that's just the way he wants his team to play. I mean, the high press has been good further up the pitch, but it's when Bournemouth are defending a little bit deep and they've cleared the ball, it's been a Liverpool player that's received it in the central band, fed it out wide, and once they get it out wide, they put some really good balls across the face of the goal that at this moment in time Bournemouth have dealt with most of them.
Stuart, for the time being, thank you very much. Former England captain Stuart Pearce on commentary for the second half. Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 1 on Talksport. We'll just break off because here at the London Stadium, start of the second half, West Ham could have so nearly gone 2-0 in front, Joe Shannon.
West Ham 1, Arsenal 0, and Aaron Ramsdale's just made a brilliant save to prevent Jared Bowen from making it 2. Put through by a slide rule pass from Lucas Paquetá. Bowen tried to dink it over the goalkeeper. 2 strong hands from Ramsdale to turn it away, and then Ben White was there to make sure it didn't trickle over the line. He knocked it behind for a corner, which has since come to nothing. West Ham's goal, by the way, came after 16 minutes. An own goal from White after Bowen's in-swinging corner from the near side of the field. Arsenal have been a bit powder puff in attack at times, had a lot of possession, a lot of territory, but not really stretched the West Ham back line. And Lucas Fabianski, who's had one good save really to make in the game so far, and that was to deny Kai Havertz's looping header. Super stop though from Ramsdale in the first 30 seconds of the second period. West Ham 1, Arsenal 0.
So we have just started the second half here, 1-0 to West Ham, but it's half-time at Stamford Bridge on Talksport. Here's Alex Crook.
And it's Chelsea 1, Blackburn 0. No question, Chelsea have been the better team in this first half. In fact, Mauricio Pochettino may be a bit frustrated. They aren't further in front. They wasted early opportunities. Nicholas Jackson, whose confidence looks completely shot in front of goal, with a couple of really good chances that he didn't make the most of. Reece James and Enzo Fernandez from the edge of the penalty area, both denied by decent saves from Wallstadt in the Blackburn goal. Took until the half-hour mark for Chelsea to make their domination pay, and it came from a Blackburn mistake. Short corner down the right-hand side. Conor Gallagher with a cross-come shot that was only pushed out by Wallstadt. Straight to Benoit Badiashile up from the back, and he side-footed home from 8 yards, but only his second Chelsea goal. Blackburn have offered little going forward, but may feel they should have had a penalty. Callum Britton with the cross from the right-hand side. It clearly struck the outstretched arm of Conor Gallagher. I think if we had VAR, that may well have been given, and I'm sure John Dale Thomason might point to that at full time. Half time here though, it's the Premier League side in front. The 5-time winners lead is Chelsea 1, Blackburn 0.
Mate, VAR would have given what it liked. I love it when people say, oh, I think VAR would have given that. Who knows what VAR would give? It's a law unto itself. It's ridiculous. It's homeside lead there. Chelsea 1 up. Homeside lead at Goodison as well. Matt Jones.
Yeah, it's Everton 1, Burnley 0 at the break, and to be honest, the Toffees deserve it. Burnley have not had a shot of note in this first half so far. Everton taking the lead through a former claret though. James Tarkowski brilliantly heading back across goal as he met Dwight McNeil's cross to make it 1-0 in the 13th minute. And either side of that, Onana has had a couple of chances, a low drive straight at Muric from 20 yards, and then he really should have put the Blues 2-0 up. Muric came for a cross, he flapped at it, it went over him. Onana could have put into an open goal, but he just clipped the ball over the bar. So Everton, at the moment, are hopefully heading through to the quarter-finals from their point of view, but Vincent Kompany will want more from his side after the break. It's Everton 1, Burnley 0.
And it's half-time at Portman Road as well. Here's Scott Minto and Ian Danter.
Ipswich Town 0, Fulham 1. The Premier League side ahead at the breakthrough. Harry Wilson's goal in the 9th minute. They'd started really well, Fulham, and Wilson had shown lots of pace early on, and he got latched onto a brilliant through ball from Bobby Decordova-Reid from just inside the Ipswich half. Wilson ran onto it and beat Christian Walton, the Ipswich keeper, to the ball at the edge of the area, and then had an empty net into which to roll the ball. They could have had a couple more goals in this first half, good Fulham, but the woodworkers saved Ipswich on 2 occasions. First when Fodo Ballo-Touré's cross from the left-hand side deflected off the knee of Dinassi, and the Ipswich right back smacked against the crossbar and came away. And right at the end of the half, Calvin Bassey, forward from the back for Fulham, saw the ball presented to him by a poor clearance at the edge of the box. He just took a pot shot, and Christian Walton was surprised by it. It came off his forearm and went behind him, smacked against the post, and came back out into play. Bit of a life for Ipswich there. The home side's best chance came when Marit Rodak was a bit lax in possession, the Fulham goalkeeper inside his own box. It was good work from Ladapo to pressurise him. Came out to Caden Jackson at the edge of the area. His right-footed shot was, in fairness to Rodak, brilliantly saved to go behind for a corner which came to nothing. Scott Minto, what are Fulham doing right and what are Ipswich doing wrong?
Well, look, apart from that one instance, Dan, so it's been Fulham in complete control without really having to play brilliant. It was a really good start. Harry Wilson did look really good and dangerous on the right-hand side early on, and it was a really well-taken goal. First of all, the strength and the touch and the pass from Muñez, and then that incisive pass from Decordova-Reid. I thought Wilson's first touch was superb, which meant it was a simple tap-in. And after that, still, they looked in control. Ipswich really, for me, have just been a little bit too laboured. They've been trying to do the risk and reward, playing out from the back. But even if they do beat the Fulham press, they're not able to get the ball forward quickly enough to put the Fulham defence under pressure. It's been 11 changes. Look, Kieran McKenna has done that all season so far in this competition. I'm not surprised there, but I just get the feeling that if they go down 2-0 in this game, they won't do a Wolves what they did in the last round, so they need to somehow try and make some changes in the second half. I'm pretty sure McKenna will, if not at half-time, then 10 minutes into the second half. They need to try and put this Fulham defence under pressure. They haven't done it so far.
Well, Marco Silva got the better of Ange Postecoglou in this competition already. He seems to have the measure of McKenna so far. At the break, Ipswich 0, Fulham 1.
West Ham have just doubled their lead here at the London Stadium. Joe Shannon.
West Ham 2, Arsenal 0, and they thoroughly deserve it for a positive start to the second half. Mohamed Kudus has just scored a marvellous goal at the Bobby Moore end of London Stadium as Arsenal come on the attack with Havertz, a low ball across the face of goal. It's going to drift wide and away harmlessly for a goal kick. Kudus had to pluck a long ball out of the air from Naif Aguirre, cross-field, left to right, and he did so expertly. Kudus brought it down inside the penalty area, cut inside, 10-12 yards out, curled a low shot into the corner, through the legs of Gabriel, beyond the dive of Aaron Ramsdale. Arsenal have been nowhere at the start of this second half, and West Ham have doubled their advantage, and as it stands, David Moyes is going to take them into another Cup quarter-final. They're heading for the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup. It's West Ham 2, Arsenal 0.
It's an absolute dream of a touch from Kudus before he fires home. I wonder what Zinchenko was doing. He's just he hasn't anticipated what a brilliant touch his opponent has got, and that's poor from him. He's got to anticipate the opponent will be able to bring the ball out of the sky and be able to check in and fire home, which is exactly what he did. Brilliant ball from Aguirre, you're right. Fantastic touch from Kudus. What a goal from West Ham. They're playing some wonderful football.
It had everything, that goal, and the finish from Kudus, the elegance to bring the ball out of the air, and then the deftness of touch to cut inside, the explosive finish into the corner. They're in again here. Bowen far post, it's cut up by Zinchenko. Arsenal have started all over the place in this second half, and of course, lest we forget, West Ham could already have been 2-0 in front before they scored the second goal. Bowen denied by a brilliant Aaron Ramsdale save. Mikel Arteta's got Gabriel Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice on the bench against his former side, warming up on the near side touchline. And surely it won't be long before we see the Arsenal manager make one or two substitutions. 53.5 minutes into the game, West Ham the dominant team here, and the raucous London Stadium crowd are loving every minute of it. West Ham 2, Arsenal 0.
Well, that's the latest score in the second half here. Half times elsewhere in the Carabao Cup fourth round. Live on Talksport, Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1, Blackburn 0, Everton 1, Burnley 0, and Ipswich 0, Fulham 1. And on Talksport 2 right now, Manchester United 0, Newcastle 0 is 26 minutes into the first half. Scottish Premiership half time, Celtic 1, St Mirren 1. Celtic were a goal down. Dundee Rangers has only just kicked off. It's goalless at the moment. There were severe traffic problems getting into Dundee and in Dundee once you were there. That's why it's only just kicked off at 8:30. Dundee 0, Rangers 0. Half-time, Hearts 0, Livingston 0, Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 2, and St Johnstone 2, Kilmarnock 0. So the bottom two are leading 2-0 in their games tonight. And one game in League One, Fleetwood leading Blackpool by 2-0. You're listening to Kickoff on Talksport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Kickoff on Talksport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Sorry, think that's my seat. You know, I've got these tickets free with Sky Cinema. Shh, that's a chilly day sorted, eh?
Shh, the film's starting.
Sorry.
Sky Cinema customers can now get 2 free view tickets every month. Upgrade today to catch the latest films, like Some Other Herd, at your local View Cinema. Sky TV contract required. Valid Sunday to Thursday. Limits and restrictions apply. See sky.com for terms.
Get Dulux Standard 2.5 litre coloured emulsion. Was £21, now £15. Be house proud with Wix. Ends today. Terms apply.
We've only just had Halloween. Surely it's too soon for an advent calendar, isn't it? Nope. Because this year, Christmas starts early with McDonald's Festive Wins. Every day in November, you can unlock tasty food offers, grab amazing Mackey's merch, or even win incredible prizes. Play Festive Wins now. Only on the McDonald's app. 18+ until the 30th of November. 1 entry per day. UK only. T's and C's apply.
This Black Friday at Tesco Mobile, the freshest SIMs are reduced with Club Card prices. Get our 100 gig SIM for just £16 a month with Club Card prices. What's more, we'll give you £40 worth of Club Card points on top. This is Supermarket Mobile. Search Tesco Mobile. Every little helps.
Ends 27th of November. Club Card 24-month contract and unlocked 4G phone required. Value issued at 4,000 Club Card points. Terms at tescomobile.com/terms.
The following are assembly instructions for a day trip at IKEA. Take 8 plump meatballs at least, and 1 bed that doubles as a bouncy castle. Add free 45 minutes room planning sessions, as many activities for kids as possible, and add 1 extra slice of dime cake. Combine all together and you have the perfect day out at IKEA. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Here in the UK, we sell amazing products and services the whole world wants.
At the Black Farmer in Devon, our produce is enjoyed on both sides of the Atlantic.
We're McKinnon and Saunders from Manchester, and our puppets are watched on 6 continents.
So whether you're new to exporting or experienced, explore global growth for your business with free support from the UK government. Access information, training, events and expert advice to help you find new customers overseas. Visit great.gov.uk to get started.
Get that EuroMillions feeling this Friday. 10 UK winners are guaranteed to be millionaires. That's 10 more reasons to dance. That's 10 more robots, 10 more limbos, 10 more salsas. 10 UK winners are guaranteed to be millionaires this Friday. EuroMillions from the National Lottery. Play on app. Count terms, rules and procedures apply. Players must be 18 or over.
Upgrade your work van with Global Vans. We've secured thousands of leases across the UK, offering fantastic deals for tradespeople. Get a brand new Vauxhall Vivaro from just £279 per month, plus 20% VAT. Made in Britain, built to last with free delivery across the UK. Visit globalvans.co.uk and make your van a global van. Global Vans are credit brokers, not lenders. Initial rental 3950, final rental 8810. Business users only.
Talksport. It's football to the max.
Right foot shot, brilliant goal!
The League Cup live on Talksport. Powered by fans.
Right, let's get the half-time odds with Ladbrokes.
Odds update on Talksport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Well, Liverpool 1 up at Bournemouth. They're 5-1 on to win. Bournemouth 14-1. The draw after 90 is 5-1. That's the latest odds with Ladbrokes. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Odds update on Talksport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Newcastle 1 up at Man United on Talksport 2. Miggy Almiron. You can listen to that on Talksport 2 right now. Liverpool heading into the quarterfinals of the Cup. They're 1 up at Bournemouth. Second half on Talksport with the former England captain Stuart Pearce alongside Jim Proudfoot.
Bournemouth lining up with Radu in goal, Smith, Mepham, Zabani and Kirkes, Scotland Billing, Semenyo, Christie and Kluivert and Solanke. Liverpool Kelleher in goal, Gomez, Matip, Kwanzaa and Tsimikas. Endo and Jones in the centre of midfield. Elliott and Salah wide. Gakpo has just drifted out to the left-hand side, with Salah playing predominantly through the middle, and Soboslai's had another excellent game in a supporting role. Ball out of play, just back underway here with Bournemouth in possession, laid back towards the halfway line, and Zabani will chip the ball over the top. Already a goal, another goal, and West Ham. Joe Shannon.
Game over. West Ham 3, Arsenal 0. Jared Bowen, a snapshot from distance, a mistake from Aaron Ramsdale. It went right through the Arsenal goalkeeper. West Ham 3, Arsenal 0.
Jared Bowen's 7th goal of the season. He's been in such inspirational form away from home. He's scored in all 5 Premier League games he's played away from home this season. That's the second goal that he scored on his own turf. And West Ham 3 goals to the good there against Arsenal, the second favourites. Here's Scott from distance. A rising drive. Cleared the bar, not by much. Kelleher probably just about had it covered. Goes out of play for a goal kick that will be taken by Liverpool. We've been talking at length about the weather. The forecast has been very consistent. It's going to get worse as the night goes on. And you can see the way that the rain is driving in, that the speed of the wind has picked up, and it's really in Bournemouth's favour.
It certainly is. I mean, Kelleher just had a goal kick there. He's kicked it. The wind's caught it and literally pulled it back. It probably landed 10 yards outside his own box. The wind was that vast. And Bournemouth are going to work out as well. Any forward passes are just going to run away from strikers and off the end of the pitch.
So is 1-0 to Liverpool par as they're concerned, or slightly better than that, bearing in mind the weather?
Well, it depends. I mean, Liverpool are cute enough and clever enough with the ball to play it on the surface and create more chances.
But it is Bournemouth on the front foot, trying to get Semenyo in on the edge of the D. Ball just rolled away from him and goes out of play for a goal kick. You would Talksport, where Liverpool lead by a goal to 0 on the south coast. Over on Talksport 2 right now, Newcastle lead at Old Trafford. Will it be a 5th home defeat in 8 games in all competitions for Erik ten Hag's men, and their 8th defeat of the season? It's live for you right now over on Talksport 2. The 6-time winners and holders are losing against the side that they beat in the final last year.
I'll tell you what this win does do, Jim. It encourages Bournemouth and their pressing game even more. Now, they pushed everyone up. They're almost every player, by the goalkeepers, 10 yards inside the Liverpool half on the press.
Those are thoughts of former League Cup winner and former England captain Stuart Pearce. Joining me, Jim Proudfoot, here at the Vitality Stadium in a very wet and wild Dorset tonight. The ball has gone out of play for a throw, which will be taken by Tsimikas on the Liverpool left-hand side. Tomorrow morning, Alan Brazil and Gabby Agbonlahor back on Talksport from 6, reacting to all of tonight's action. And they'll be in the company of Henry Lansbury, the former Nottingham Forest midfielder, former Newcastle manager Alan Pardew amongst their guests as well. Here's Solanke, only into the side netting. Kelleher had that near post covered. And Dean Ashton on commentary duty right now at Old Trafford. The former Norwich, West Ham and England man will also be with Alan Brazil and Gabby Agbonlahor, looking back at that Manchester United Newcastle Cup tie, which is ongoing. That's all tomorrow with Alan Brazil and Gabby Agbonlahor on Talksport from 6. If you fancy something different on your morning commute, you can check out the Chris Evans Breakfast Show from 6:30 on Virgin Radio, which you can listen to on DAB, or you can download the app. Here's Joe Gomez in possession for Liverpool, leading by a golden hill, the bearded fullback. A neat little 1-2 with Elliott. Flashes a ball in, which misses Gakpo. It's picked up by Tsimikas, and he drives the ball in straight into Adam Smith, who blocks it, and it goes out of play for Liverpool's first corner of the second half.
Yeah, Gomez there whipped a wonderful ball across the face of the goal, probably about 6 yards out, but it's probably too aggressive, and Liverpool failed to get on it.
And the corner is taken short. To the corner of the penalty area for Curtis Jones. Soboslai just motioning that Tsimikas should come towards him. He's played the ball to him, and back it goes for the Hungarian international again. Scott trying not to commit himself. Soboslai turning and beating Scott once, but he couldn't beat him a second time, which he tried to. Scott pokes it forward. Kluivert always the outlet on the Bournemouth counter-attacks, and he's eased to the ground by Endo. That was a good free kick to give away, particularly if John Brooks doesn't produce a yellow card, and it looks as though he's not going to.
Well, if he doesn't produce a yellow for that, I'm absolutely astounded, to be honest with you. He was tracking back, there was a counter-attack on, and he's declined to produce a yellow. I don't understand that at all.
Another goal at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Newcastle 2. And Lewis Hall, former Chelsea man, has scored his first goal for his boyhood heroes at Old Trafford. In comes the Bournemouth free kick here towards Mepham, headed away by Matip, and this is Bournemouth's first corner of the night. They trail 1-0.
Yeah, they do, but they got a good opportunity to whip the ball into the box, potentially under the crossbar. There's no doubt that the wind's going to draw this into the goal.
It's one of those that the wind is so blustery and inconsistent that Scott's got to make sure that he starts it wide enough here, doesn't try and get it in towards the near post. He's almost got to aim for the penalty spot, knowing that the wind is going to do the rest. The black and red corner flag on its white mounting is really billowing and bending over towards the ground. Scott to take this corner, but only once the ball is stopped. That's going to be the next problem for him. Spots it down a second time. The wind blew it off the quadrant the first time of asking. Scott to take it, right foot it is, swung in, it's very awkward, and it's headed away just before it crept in off the post. Really good defending by Gomez to get it clear, and then a sliding challenge comes in on the counter-attack. Elliott was making his way forward. Kirkes did his best to stop him. He managed it, and Elliott wanted to square up for Kirkes, and Jurgen Klopp had to get between the pair of them to calm him down.
Just looking at a replay of that corner, he's whipped it in so violently that Kelleher, it's gone over him. It's destined for the far corner in the side netting, and Gomez has managed to get round and save his goalkeeper's blushes. Brilliant defending by Gomez.
So Gomez keeping Liverpool's lead intact. And then Kirkes with a yellow card for his foul on Elliott, and if Bournemouth do make it through, he will be suspended for the quarter-final. We're 8 minutes into the second half. It's Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 1. Cody Gakpo's goal on 31 minutes. The difference between the two sides here on Talksport. And over on Talksport 2 as they approach half-time. Newcastle are 2 up at Manchester United. Salah plays it back for Jones. Christie trying to come back and get goal side. Now towards Endo.
I've got to say, Jim, that the weather is coming in that violently. The rain is bouncing off the roof, and, well, credit to the players for even having a game going on the way things are looking.
It is biblical with a capital B, isn't it? The rain coming down now. Blackpool have one back in the local derby at Highbury against Fleetwood. Fleetwood 2, Blackpool 1, with Sonny Carey halving the deficit. Gakpo playing it forward down the Liverpool left. Tsimikas is a good sliding challenge in on him from Adam Smith, and then he's shoved to the ground by Gakpo, and the referee gives Bournemouth the free kick. Adam Smith's such a good servant to the club. He did reach the quarter-finals of this competition with Bournemouth back in 2015 when they lost to Liverpool, and 2018 as well. And Gakpo's going to have his name taken for that challenge. And Scott, I think, has been booked as well in the aftermath of all of that, potentially for dissent or maybe for brandishing the imaginary yellow card. It remains 1-0, but there has been another goal at Portman Road. Ian Danta.
It is Ipswich 0, Fulham 2. Rodrigo at the far post. A delicious ball across the face of goal from Andreas Pereira to the far post, and Rodrigo, unmarked, couldn't miss. Ipswich 0, Fulham 2.
So 5 minutes into the second half, Fulham leading by 2-0. We're 10 minutes into the second half of this. Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 1. And Scott was booked. The referee indicating that it was for brandishing an imaginary yellow card, asking for Gakpo to go in the book after his challenge on Smith. The referee did take Gakpo's name as well. So 3 players booked in the space of 3 second half minutes. Rangers leading that delayed kick-off at Dens Park. Dundee 0, Rangers 1. Celtic still being held at the moment at home by St Mirren. That one's 1-1. Chris Mepham in possession for Bournemouth. And he'll lay it back to his goalkeeper. Radu gets his right foot underneath it and chips it down towards Kirkes. Another goal, this one at Goodison, Matt Jones.
And this one might be put to bed now because it's Everton 2, Burnley 0. Onana gets it, the corner comes in from the Everton right. Tarkowski nods it down. Onana stabs it home from close range. Everton 2, Burnley 0.
Thank you, Matt. It was Ryan Jack that scored that goal for Rangers at Dundee in the very early stages of lengthily delayed game there, just 5 minutes in. Dundee 0, Rangers 1 because of the inclement weather and traffic conditions on Tayside tonight. Solanke's just been caught offside, and now we'll put pressure on Kelleher as Liverpool work the resulting free kick back to him. Kwanzaa turning into trouble, then very ably turning out of it. Lays it back for Kelleher again. Kelleher with a nervy ball through. Oh, Kluivert trying his luck from the edge of the penalty area after Kelleher's clearance fell straight to him. It was a right-footed effort that appeared to hit the arm of Matip, but it was at such close range. There's no way a penalty could be given for that.
I thought it was a really disappointing effort from Kluivert. The ball's come to him on the edge of the box. He's got Matip in front of him. Get the ball down, take him on. He's tried to get an effort at target. He's side-footed it, no power.
Fleetwood struggling in League One, 2 up at half-time at home to Blackpool. It's 2-2 now. Sonny Carey has got 2 in 4 minutes there. Fleetwood 2, Blackpool 2. Now Blackpool 3 points off the top 6 at the start of the night. They will go up to 7th if they win. A big win will take them into the playoff positions. It's 2-2. This one 1-0 to Liverpool with Matip finding Gomez. Down towards Harvey Elliott. Elliott to Endo, and Endo chipping the ball over the top. It looked as though it was going to be inch perfect, and then he caught the wind and spun away from Soboslai and over the touchline and out for a throw that'll be taken by Milos Kirkes on the Bournemouth left. Kirkes, who was left out for the first time at the weekend following his big money move from AZ in the Netherlands. He really impressed in their run to a European semi-final last season. The teenager taking this throw, hurled on down the line. Solanke trying to flick it on, and Curtis Jones winning it back. Liverpool are going to make a triple change in a moment with Nunez and Alexander-Arnold, 2 of the players who are going to be coming on.
And they look to me as though there are 3 players there that are a little bit disappointed. They've had to take their coats off, Jim, if I'm being honest with you. They're looking very cold.
You can see that. Those dry white and green shirts aren't going to stay dry for long. Now Liverpool in possession over on the left with Tsimikas. And Tsimikas will take it forward towards halfway and then lay it back for Kwanzaa. I know he's caught your eye tonight, Gerald Kwanzaa.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with him. He's taken the ball, he's played decent, good passes into midfield. His defensive work's been pretty good as well, and for a young man, he's certainly got a good future in front of him.
Matip working forward towards Soboslai. Zabani came forward from the defensive line. He thought that he might be able to win that back. He couldn't quite. It's laid back by Elliott to Gomez, who will clear into the feet of Salah. Salah's only scored the 1 League Cup goal in his career, remember. He hasn't had too many opportunities to add to that tonight. Cody Gakpo has scored. Now, and that's the difference between the 2 teams at the moment. He's got it now, playing it towards the edge of the penalty area. Soboslai working it round Kluivert to find Gomez. Elliott on the corner of the box, left-footed in, swinger. Salah with the header, and it's just wide with Radu struggling. I think he slipped as he moved to his left to try and make the save. and he couldn't get down towards the foot of the post, but the ball went just wide.
Well, it's that man Elliott again. I'll tell you what, he's caught my eye tonight. He's been very clinical with his passing into the box, and he just stood one up there for Salah, and I'm just watching the replay, and the ball, I don't know whether it's grazed the post potentially, but very unfortunate.
So Liverpool's triple change will see Nunez, McAllister and Alexander-Arnold come on for Endo, Jones and Elliott. While they're making it, we'll get details elsewhere. First, to the London Stadium where West Ham are going through, Joe.
West Ham 3, Arsenal 0, 17 minutes to go. 2 goals in the second half for West Ham. Kudus with a fine finish. Bowen with a snapshot that did take a deflection on its way past Aaron Ramsdale. West Ham cruising. West Ham 3, Arsenal 0.
And Chelsea still ahead at Stamford Bridge, Alex Crook.
They are indeed, but still struggling to put this game to bed. Chelsea 1, Blackburn 0. Best chance of the second half has gone the way of the visitors. Long ball over the top of the Chelsea defence. Harry Leonard one-on-one with Robert Sanchez. Fired wide. Here's Cole Palmer into the area, and his effort tipped over the bar. Chelsea 1, Blackburn 0.
That's a goodness at Everton Burnley, Matt Jones.
It's still Everton 2, Burnley 0. No further chances since that goal from Onana earlier on. Burnley have offered absolutely nothing going forward so far. Pickford hasn't had a save to make. Everton 2, Burnley 0.
Here's Tavernier, who's just come on for billing for Bournemouth. The ball inside the penalty area, help round the corner. Semenyo! And he's missed. He can't believe that he's dragged it wide of the near post. Few of the Bournemouth fans on this side of the ground thought he was in. They saw the net billowing, but it was the side netting it hit, and that's Bournemouth's clearest chance.
Semenyo looks like one of these type of players that you go on a scouting mission and you think he really excites you. He goes past people, he's got decent ball control, but when you analyse it at the end of the game, he's not contributed anything in regard to goals or assists.
Well, he had a run in the team at the start of the season and then was left out, recalled for recent weeks. He scored inside 3 minutes at Anfield earlier this season. Should have scored there. Bournemouth on the front foot again. Long range effort. Well saved by Kelleher. Tavernier has only just come on, replacing Phil Billing, bringing it onto his left foot and letting fly from 25 yards, and Kelleher acrobatically tipping it over the bar. Quick news of a goal at Stamford Bridge, Alex Crook.
And it should be game over now, because on 59 minutes it's Chelsea 2, Blackburn 0. Raheem Sterling with the goal, but it was all Blackburn's own making. They got caught playing their way out from the back. Sterling with a rasping right foot shot from 2 yards inside the area into the far left corner. Chelsea 2, Blackburn 0.
Corner taken short. Kirkes has got it in a central position. He lets fly. It hits Nunez and will go down towards the near touchline, where it goes out of play for a throw that Bournemouth will take. Kirkes in a hurry to take this throw, waiting for options to arrive. The lively Tavernier's got it, receives it, making light of the conditions, goes down towards the byline, flicks the ball inside the penalty area. Alexander-Arnold gets it away, and then Matip forced to hook it over his own shoulder. His clearance goes down towards the corner flag, and Gomez can't stop it going out of play for a corner, and Scott will go across to take it. Now, his last corner from this side was lethal, headed off the line by Gomez.
It certainly was, and then they get another corner just before, and all of a sudden they play a short one, and you think, why have you done that? Liverpool saying, please don't put it in our box, and Bournemouth
well, this one's going in, and it's going in! It is 1-1. It's Cliver at the far post that gets on the end of the Scott delivery. Another brilliant set-piece delivery from the young man. And coming into the far post, Cliver turned and nodded down. And Bournemouth are back on level terms. Justin Cliver with the goal. His first in Bournemouth colours, and it's 1 apiece.
Well, as I was saying about the corners, if you put the ball in the box in violence, you've got every chance. And once again, they've whipped it in. Kelleher's got under the ball again. It's gone over the top of him and in at the far post. Cliver just nodded it into the empty net, and game on now. Most of this play's been in Liverpool's half, and the weather's played a big part in that.
The man who once played in a French Cup final has scored a Bournemouth goal that keeps them in the League Cup. 1-1. Cliver on 64 minutes in a match that Liverpool had led for a little over half an hour, but pegged back. And those set pieces, with the wind as it is, are going to be a nightmare for Liverpool if they concede too many of them. The pressure's been put on Kwanzaa here, and he's been fouled by Cliver, but I think the Bournemouth fans feel that he made the most of that, went down under duress. It's going to be a free kick which will be taken by Liverpool. It's game on with 20 minutes gone in the second half.
It certainly is. It's been an absolutely super game. It's been exciting. There's been a lot of action at both ends, but I've got to say, Bournemouth have got the wind at their backs, and they're certainly using that to their advantage.
Gomez for Salah, down the line for Joe Gomez again. Back heel flick from Gomez. Cannons off Scott, goes out of Kirkes, I beg your pardon, and goes out of play. Now John Brooks is coming over towards the Bournemouth dugout. He's been called over here by the fourth official, James Linnington, and he shows a yellow card to Andoni Iraola.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's got up his nose there, but the manager's book now.
Fourth man to have his name taken tonight, Andoni Iraola. Gomez with the opportunity to take this throw. I think he felt that it wasn't a free kick on Kwanzaa when the pressure was being applied by Cliver, and he lost the ball. Gomez's first throw is put straight back out of play for another one. He's taken this one short towards Soboslai, taps it back inside. Bournemouth win it back with Christie. Gomez sticks his right foot past him to get it into the feet of Nunez. Salah trying to take it on, and he can do. The Egyptian taking it down towards the corner flag, fashions a cross which Mepham heads away. Soboslai heading it to his left. Alexander-Arnold misses that. Semenyo trying to poke it on. Tavernier in space to his left. He's played him in. Big chances for Bournemouth. Tavernier. And the shot come cross that was blocked by the retreating Gomez. Still Bournemouth have it though, edge of the penalty area, and Christie fires it wide of the far post.
Well, it's an old-fashioned saying, but the saying at the moment is shoot on sight. Honestly, Bournemouth have got so much wind to their back that any effort on target, the goalkeeper's got a big problem dealing with it, and on that occasion he just been pulled past the far post.
Liverpool trying to get out. They can't launch it long from a goal kick. They've got to try and play it short to advance the ball upfield, and in doing so they're inviting the Bournemouth press. On this occasion Liverpool get themselves a throw, but they're still only left with the edge of their own penalty area. Liverpool, who've already scored tonight for a 25th successive game, but this one, as things stand right now, is going to penalties. We're midway through a second half which has been enthralling. Really good game between these two. Bournemouth 17th, fourth bottom. Liverpool fourth top of the Premier League. Bournemouth have had the advantage in terms of the conditions, and they've made it pay with the equalising goal. Christie just losing out. Liverpool try and chip one over the top for Salah. It holds up in the teeth of the breeze. Zabani can work it back for his goalkeeper, and Radu's got time to run round it and clatter it, wind assisted upfield. It sails over the head of Semenyo, is then brought down by Adam Smith as Liverpool return it, and the referee has spotted an infringement and given a free kick to Bournemouth. 68 on the clock, Bournemouth 1, Liverpool 1.
Yeah, it's really anybody's game at this moment in time. Liverpool have had the odd sort of counter-attack, if you like, but in the main it's been Bournemouth and a lot of the territory in Liverpool's half.
As Zabani tries to play one over the top to turn the Liverpool back line. It's very difficult under those circumstances when you're hitting a 60-yard ball forward not to overhit it, and he did put too much on it, and it goes out of play for a goal kick that will be taken by Kelleher. So Chelsea leading Blackburn 2-0, Everton 2, Burnley 0, Ipswich 0, Fulham 2, West Ham 3 up against Arsenal. Newcastle still leading 2-0 at Manchester United. That's half-time over on Talksport to the second half to come. Kirkes with a strong but fair challenge on Joe Gomez. Bournemouth get it forward, win the seconds after Liverpool repelled the first phase of the attack. But Tavernier's got it now. Tavernier with a lovely little drop of the shoulder, left-footed ball inside the penalty area, half cleared, it'll fall for Christie. He's trying to take it on inside the penalty area, and Liverpool again can poke it clear, and Soboslai with a chance to try and bring it forward on the counter-attack. Now Alexander-Arnold, that's some pass. Swept first time out towards Nunez. He couldn't control it cleanly, but he's still got it. Running at it, left-hand side of the penalty area. Oh! It is a stunning goal from Darwin Nunez, and Liverpool's lead is restored. The finish, every bit as good as the initial control was bad. His first touch took him out towards the far touchline, but he ran round it, brought it back onto his right foot, took it towards the bottom left-hand corner of the penalty area, and let fly with an aerial curving drive that sails over Radu to make it Bournemouth 1, Liverpool 2.
Well, Trent Alexander's ball out wide was magnificent, but I tell you what, that was nothing compared to the finish. Nunez has miscontrolled the first one, it's gone wide, he's retrieved it, he's come inside Mepham and just killed one over the top of the goalkeeper and into the net, and wow, top quality finish.
Third successive appearance in which he scored, and that's one of his best goals in a Liverpool shirt. His 7th of the season. He's only started 7 games. The 90th goal of his career. That is Bournemouth 1, Liverpool 2, with 20 minutes to go. So Liverpool again have something to protect. The parity only lasted for 6 minutes after the Kluivert equaliser. Darwin Nunez with the goal of the night has given Liverpool a 2-1 lead. Blackpool have come from 2 down at half-time. They lead 3-2 at Fleetwood in League One. Shane Lavery has scored that goal. Liverpool leading this 2-1 as they look to make it through to the quarter-finals of the League Cup again. Semenyo trying to turn and get away from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Poke forward towards Solanke. The sense that the goal scoring hasn't stopped here, but be a brave man to successfully predict which end it's the 4th goal of the game is going to come.
It's how much energy that Bournemouth have got to keep pressing Liverpool from set plays, from goal kicks. If they can keep the energy up, they'll get chances. Whether this goal has diminished that sort of oomph that they've got to keep chasing the game.
Liverpool put under pressure again. Kluivert. Kwanzaa has dealt with him brilliantly. That is a majestic piece of play under pressure on the touchline where he couldn't afford to lose it, and he's just backheeled it and turned, and then a Liverpool clearance hits the breeze and ends up behind where the initial kick came from. That's how strong and swirling that breeze is. More difficult to judge at the moment because the rain's actually stopped temporarily, but the wind is stronger than ever, seemingly, judging by that. It's the first time we've really seen it have that much impact in the game. Tavernier is unlucky. He controlled the ball on the left-hand touchline, but just ran out of room. It's out of play. It's a throw which will be taken by Liverpool in the right-back position. They have a 2-1 lead with 17 minutes of normal time to go. You listen to Carabao Cup coverage of Bournemouth against Liverpool on Talksport. So much to react to tonight. Particularly if you're a Manchester United fan, I guess 2 down at home to Newcastle at half-time. And Jamie O'Hara and Dean Saunders will be taking your calls on the Sports Bar from 10 o'clock tonight. 03717 223344 is the number. You can have your say on national radio. They'll want to hear from Arsenal fans as well. Liverpool bring the ball forward here. Spilt by Radu with the effort that comes in from the edge of the box from Trent Alexander-Arnold. But he had enough time to gather his thoughts and gather the ball and get it before Mo Salah did. Alexander-Arnold then misses a tackle in the midfield and Semenyo can bring it past him. Semenyo goes to his right-hand side for Kluivert. 2-1 to Liverpool. Kluivert to the right-hand side of the box where Smith will try and deliver. Kwanzaa will clear with a high, emphatic clearance that will go down towards the far touchline and go out of play for a throw.
Well, this game is quite incredible. The energy that both sides are throwing at it. Liverpool broke then. They broke 5 on 3 and had a good opportunity. Goalkeeper nearly spilled it but managed to get it second attempt. And then Bournemouth surge up the other end of the pitch and have an effort blocked coming into the box.
Well, Bournemouth are going to change the 2 wingers here. Kluivert and Semenyo off, Stuart, and they're going to be replaced by Junior Traore and David Brooks.
Yeah, I think both wingers certainly have caught the eye during this game, but you would probably turn around and say, look, you've had opportunities to hurt the opposition and you've not taken either finishes or crosses. So
Brooks and Traore on. And Traore in possession straight away on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Tavernier is playing on the left, and Brooks is going to play as a 10 seemingly. Liverpool though on the counter-attack, able to bring the ball forward. Good ball retention here from Gakpo, and Radu diving to his right-hand side can make a comfortable stop. And Salah and Szoboszlai quick to let Gakpo know that perhaps they were better options than the shot towards goal.
You've got to say, one of the worst teams to play against regarding counter-attack is Liverpool. You do know if you do push onto them and they do get even numbers or outnumber you, they are aggressive in their counter.
Good news for Hernan Cortés fans, incidentally. We were talking about their Copa del Rey tie earlier. They were 9 down at half-time. They're 11-1 down now, but they have just scored a penalty.
They pulled one back. I thought they might.
Yeah, the comeback's on. Mark Roca, the former Leeds player, amongst the scorers for Real Betis. Most of them have scored tonight. It is Hernan Cortés 1, Real Betis 11, and that's not the biggest win of the Copa del Rey evening, with Getafe winning 12-0 away from home earlier. Another change. Gravenberch coming on here for Szoboszlai in the Liverpool midfield.
Yeah, as I say, I think maybe the weather in Spain has played a strong hand in that result. I heard the sun's out.
I bet it isn't this time of night. I hope it isn't. We've got a problem. Gravenberch is on and replaces Szoboszlai. 14 minutes to go.
What are your thoughts on Bournemouth? They're at the bottom of the table, suffering a little bit. First victory at the weekend, but I've been quite impressed with their performance tonight. I really have.
I think they're very game. I think that they're a side clearly better going forward than they are defensively, but I just wonder whether at the back they're going to be tight enough to avoid any problems. I mean, 1 win in 14 Premier League games, 3 home defeats in 4 speaks volumes. They, I think, would feel that they're better than the sides immediately around them, and that might keep them up. They might have a little bit more financial ammunition in the market than some of the sides around them as well. Here's Salah. Salah playing it back for Gravenberch here. Alexander-Arnold, Gravenberch, Salah, all playing a neat passing game at close quarters. Trent Alexander-Arnold with the captain's armband now that he's come on for Liverpool. Plays it back for Alexis McAllister. McAllister chipping it over the top here, and Salah chasing it, just drifted over his shoulder. Radu couldn't cleanly pick the ball up, Salah waved the foot at it to try and get there. Might just have caught Radu, but no complaints. The ball was there to be won. The goalkeeper hadn't got it in his grasp, and there was a handshake between the pair of them as it was retrieved in front of the hoardings for a goal kick that will be taken by Radu away to our right-hand side. 12.5 minutes for Bournemouth to find an equaliser, for Liverpool to hang on here. It's a really poor clearance from Radu. He's lucky to have got away with it. Gravenberch only 20 yards outside the penalty area, so close to being able to control that. Ball's gone out of play for a throw. Tavernier and Kerkez have both attempted to nick about 10 yards. Kerkez will trot back to almost where the ball went out of play before restarting proceedings. 12 to go. Bournemouth 1, Liverpool 2. It's a good throw. He's found Christie. Christie with the other number 10 on the field. McAllister making life difficult, but out with the laws of the game, he's pulled him back. Free kick. Junior Traore wanting to take it quickly and works it back for Zabani. Zabani to Scott. What have you made of Scott's performance tonight?
I think he's been very clean on the ball. Some of his passing has been top notch. I think he's nice and composed on the ball, without a doubt.
Now it's been fouled here by McAllister. So it's another Bournemouth free kick. It's much closer to halfway than the edge of the penalty area. It's not quite the angle that Bournemouth would want a set piece at to be able to cause the major impact inside that penalty area. As the Scott corners have done exactly that. Tavernier will work the free kick in, and it's headed on towards the far post and will go out of play for another left wing corner.
And you've got to say, normally when a corner comes you think potential danger, but I've got to say tonight the in-swing is a real danger with this wind.
So these are the ones they're trying to win. The left wing corners where Scott can whip them in, the right-footed in-swing. It's caused major problems with 2. They scored from the last of them. He'll hit it in again, right-footed, looking for that far post. He got the whip and just a little bit too much power this time, and he beat everybody and curves wide.
I've got to say, he's whipped 2-3 corners into that far post area. Well, and maybe I'm being a bit harsh here in saying someone should really be covering off the back door and making sure it can't go out, but it probably went out at crossbar height.
Kiefer Moore's going to be coming on in a moment for Bournemouth as Kirkes heads the ball away. Tavernier flicks it on towards Solanke. It's cleared. I don't know whether they will take Solanke off and bring Moore on to replace him, or whether they'll just go with an extra body up front for an onslaught in the final 10 minutes to try and get themselves back into the game. We'll find out in a moment, because the change is going to be made now. They're also going to be bringing Aarons on. So Scott is the first man off. It's Moore for Scott, who gets a big ovation. You would imagine he's going to be a massive success here, the Channel Islander, who's done well in his few appearances since coming back from injury. So Moore on for Scott, and the other change sees Aarons come on to replace Smith. That's a straight swap at right back. Now, Kiefer Moore is desperate to come on, and it's taken the fourth official an age to put the numbers up. But now he's going to be able to, and Kiefer Moore comes on, and they're seemingly going to play two up top. Solanke just asking for a little bit of clarification from the assistant referee as to exactly what the tactics are going to be. Liverpool will make a change as well, and Jota will come on for Gakpo. Let's go back round the grounds very quickly. First to Stamford Bridge, Alex Crook.
Still Chelsea 2, Blackburn 0. Really should be a lot more comfortable for Chelsea. Cole Palmer has had an effort deflected onto the post. Nicholas Jackson, who's had a bad night in front of goal, he blazed over from 12 yards out. Chelsea 2, Blackburn 0.
And a Goodison, Matt Jones.
It's still Everton 2, Burnley 0 here. Burnley have still not registered a shot on or off target in this game. Everton, on the other hand, could have made it to the 0 a few moments ago. Beto winning the ball in midfield and bursting forward before lashing over the bar. Everton 2, Burnley 0.
And a goal at Portman Road, Ian Danta.
And it's Ipswich 0, Fulham 3. They are definitely through now, the London side. Tom Kearney stroking home from the edge of the area, running on to a lovely pass from the right-hand side by Bobby Decordova-Reid, his second assist of the night, and a great finish along the deck from Kearney. They're through. Ipswich 0, Fulham 3.
It's Kirkes on the left-hand side of the Liverpool penalty area. Liverpool not there yet. Salah trying to work the ball away. Looking for Darwin Núñez, the man who's the match winner at the moment. Oh, he's given away by Zabani. Straight to Salah. Salah on the edge of the penalty area, rolling it square. Coming onto it, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Can't get himself into a shooting position, but he can find Núñez. Núñez chopping it back towards the penalty spot. It almost rolled through towards Salah, and Mepham clears. Bournemouth survive. Third Liverpool goal, it would be all over, but the lead remains 2-1.
Well, the danger signs rung out there when the ball ended up at Salah's feet. You thought, oh, there could be big trouble here. But I've got to say, Bournemouth defended it, and defended it stoutly. Certainly when Salah got it, Trent got it, and then Núñez.
Throw taken by Joe Gomez. It's knocked away by Christie. Christie with a looping ball over the top. Tavernier chasing after it, and he's got the pace that caused problems here for John Matip. It goes out of play, though, for a Liverpool throw. Late goal and a full-time at West Ham, Joe Shannon.
Full-time, West Ham 3, Arsenal 1. White's own goal in the first half. Kudus with a marvellous second, added to by Bowen's deflected strike beyond Ramsdale. Ødegaard with an injury time consolation for a poor Arsenal. West Ham 3, Arsenal 1.
So Arsenal out only their second defeat of the season, their first to domestic opposition, having lost the Champions League tie against Lens. Bournemouth bring it forward, and Solanke wins a free kick. So we know now that there'll be 6 Premier League sides, plus Middlesbrough of the Championship and Port Vale of League One in the quarterfinals. We'll have that quarterfinal draw for you here on Talksport at the conclusion of the game. Remember, over on Talksport 2 right now, it's Manchester United 0, Newcastle United 2. Now they've played about 4 minutes of the second half of that game. It continues on Talksport 2 right now.
Well, sorry, Jim.
Just going to say a little bit more jeopardy in this game than in any other of the League Cup ties around the country at the moment. Another chance for an in-swinging set piece. Junior Traoré, oh, what a waste. And he's just blazed it over the top left-hand corner. Everybody forward, including Kiefer Moore at the far post, is the tallest player on the pitch. And Traoré's gone for goal. And he's missed by some distance.
Well, I think he should be going for goal, but his technique was so flawed, it was frightening. He's just hit it as hard as he could with his instep, and it's flown way over. You should be whipping that with the inside of your foot with a bit of curl into the far corner with players rushing across the face of goal.
5.5 to go. Liverpool lead it by 2-1. Another goal at Ipswich, Dance.
Ipswich 1, Fulham 3. Ipswich have a goal back. Came from a corner, and it was headed home from a standing start by substitute Elkan Baggett straight into the bottom corner. A little bit of hope for the Tractor Boy fans. 10 to go. Ipswich 1, Fulham 3.
Indonesian international's first goal of the season. Ipswich 1, Fulham 3. But their 11-game unbeaten record looks as though it may well be coming to an end. They need another 2 more to take it to penalties. Bournemouth only need 1 more, but they've only got 5 minutes to do it. The ball is with David Brooks. Brooks, who has played in the quarterfinals of this competition for Bournemouth in the past. And that's the prize for the Cherries and for Liverpool, for whoever wins this. Ball cleared by Radu. Long right-footed clearance. Flicked on well by Solanke. To find Kiefer Moore, the Devonian falls over inside the penalty area, takes a tumble, lost his footing, and he's gone straight out of play for a goal kick which will be taken by Quaveen Kelleher. 86 gone, and Liverpool lead 2-1.
Yeah, just got his feet in a real tangle there. Great opportunity on the edge of the box, just off to the side to sustain the attack and get the ball in the box, and that's going to be the key. How often can Bournemouth get that ball in the box in good areas to attempt to get the likes of Kiefer Moore on the end of things?
In the Premiership still, Celtic 1, St Mirren 1. Second place Rangers lead at Dundee in a heavily delayed game. They've got 8 minutes to go to half-time there, but only around 10 minutes to go in most of the other games. Hearts just taking the lead at home to Livingston with Kenneth Vargas. Jamie McGrath's scored for Aberdeen at Motherwell. They lead 3-0. And Bateman Boyce and Johnston still leading. 2 up inside the opening 7 minutes. They lead Kilmarnock 2-1 now, and they're down to 10 men. But that first win of the league season is getting ever closer. They've got about 9 minutes to go in that game in Perth. This one has got 3.5 minutes of normal time left, but we've seen a raft of substitutions in the second half. There'll be at least 4 minutes to be added on, you would think. Zabani with the free kick for Bournemouth inside his own half. Square to his right for Chris Mepham. Aarons turning in the right back position for Bournemouth, but forced to go all the way back to his goalkeeper as the rain picks up again. Long right footed clearance from Radu is headed back over the halfway line. Alexis McAllister calmly putting his foot on the ball, and Tsimikas wins the throw.
Yeah, I think Bournemouth, they've had a couple of free kicks in sort of just into their own half, and they've ended up playing it short and back to the goalkeeper, and Liverpool saying thank goodness for that.
Got a really good record on home soil in the League Cup. Bournemouth unbeaten in 10 ties here since Preston beat them some 7 seasons ago here at the Vitality. They've won 8 and drawn 2 of the 10 games here since in this competition. They only conceded once in 5 League Cup ties at home coming into tonight, but they've conceded twice tonight, and the second goal an absolute peach from Darwin Núñez, worthy of winning the game. And in a few minutes it will have done if Bournemouth can't find an equaliser. Núñez goes back towards the edge of his own penalty area. You can tell by Stewart's sharp inhalation that was a high element of risk. Alexander-Arnold's ball out is returned immediately, clipped in by Christie. Defensive header was excellent at the far post from Kwanzaa. Puts it over his own bar and out of play for a corner.
Kiefer Moore put his hands in the air there. He was 2 yards behind Kwanzaa, and he knew that he should have attacked it slightly earlier. If he would have done it, it'd come straight over the top of him and had a fairly easy-ish header at the far post. Now they've got a great opportunity from the right-hand side to whip a ball in under the crossbar.
And it's going to be an in-swinger from Tavernier. Left-footed. Plenty of whip on it. Over Mepham. Kelleher punches it clear. Salah heads it further away from the edge of his own penalty area. And then a challenge on the edge of the box involving Kirkes. He's gone down holding his head, but the referee says that he was the guilty party. And it's a free kick to be taken by Liverpool on the edge of their own box as we go into the 90th minute. Celtic have come from behind. They lead at home to St Mirren by 2-1. Oh Hyun-gyu has made it Celtic 2, St Mirren 1. So the top two both ahead in the Premiership tonight, and in this one, as we go into the 90th minute, Liverpool still have that 2-1 lead.
Yeah, they certainly do. It's been a really tough tie for Liverpool. It's not been a straightforward evening, no doubt about that. Both teams have gone at it full tilt.
Alexis McAllister towards the edge of the penalty area. The ball is laid off for Gravenberch, and his left-footed efforts deflected off Mepham and goes behind for a Liverpool corner, but they'll be able to run a few seconds off the clock here. And we'll be in stoppage time by the time this corner is taken. You're with Talksport. Bournemouth 1, Liverpool 2. A reminder that Jamie O'Hara and Dean Saunders taking your calls on the sports bar. 03717 223344 the number. Arsenal beaten and eliminated tonight. Manchester United could well be going out as well. They're 2 down at home in Newcastle. So the corner comes in for Liverpool, who at the moment are going through. Gravenberch, though, snatches at an effort which set up slightly awkwardly for him on the edge of the box. And we're in 5 minutes of added time, Stuart Pearce.
Yeah, we are. I'm not sure why Liverpool haven't taken that corner short and try to get a little passing sequence going. They've knocked it in the box and given possession to Bournemouth.
Now Solanke and Moore at cross purposes as a long goal kick was flicked on by Solanke. Moore had come short towards Solanke, but Solanke had flicked it on past the Liverpool back line, expecting him to run onto it. Now Bournemouth concede a free kick in the midfield, which Christie will disdainfully hand to Trent Alexander-Arnold. So another chance just to run a few seconds off the clock for Liverpool. They're nearly there. 9-time winners. Favourites to make that 10. So as things stand at the moment, it'll be West Ham who are through, Chelsea, Everton, Fulham, Newcastle and Liverpool who will also be going through tonight. With Bournemouth still with a chance to say something about it. Brooks getting to the byline, pulls it back behind Solanke, who made his way towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and the layoff came towards the edge of the penalty area. Tavernier tries to win it back, volleyed upfield to give Darwin Núñez something to chase. Sabani's there first, but it's a Liverpool throw.
I've got to say, Brooks has done absolutely brilliantly there. Galloped down the right-hand side, cut in, and he's pulled one back, and all you're waiting for is a red and black shirt to roll it in the net. No one there.
Tsimikas takes the throw. Just a reminder, if Bournemouth can find an equaliser, we won't go to extra time. It'll be straight to penalties after 90 minutes if the scores are level. But as things stand at the moment, it doesn't look as though we're going to get a penalty shootout tonight. Chelsea, Everton, Fulham, Newcastle all leading their respective games by 2 goals. West Ham beat Arsenal 3-1 tonight. This one 2-1 to Liverpool with 3 minutes of stoppage time to go, but the Reds are in possession. McAllister able to play the ball forward for Darwin Núñez. Salah ran offside ahead of him. He's back onside now as Núñez plays it towards him down by the byline. Salah trying to check back on his left foot. Rolls the studs of his left boot over the top of the ball to get it away from Mepham. Now down towards Gomez and straight back again. Mepham pulling Salah's shirt, and it's a clear free kick. Mepham looks at the assistant referee who's flagged against him and is far from happy, but he was trying to swap shirts basically, and it's a free kick to Liverpool.
Yeah, when you've only got 4 minutes on the clock, the one thing you don't do is give a free kick away to the opposition so they can run the clock down.
Gravenberch can't get past Kirkes. They took it more quickly than they might have, and now it's another free kick that's gone Bournemouth's way, and Gravenberch in frustration throws the ball back for Kirkes. A big win for Aberdeen tonight, second bottom in the Premiership, but they're 4 up at Motherwell. Radu smashing the free kick forward. Keeper Moore trying to head it on. It might break Tavernier's way, left-hand side of the area. What a good challenge from the impressive Kwanzaa, who won it cleanly and gets it out of play for a throw. He's got a fine future ahead of him. Christie, who's scored in a Scottish Cup final and a Scottish League Cup final in the past, and he's won a free kick for Bournemouth on the dead ball line.
Yeah, it's a version of a short corner in hockey, this, and it's how well Bournemouth deal with this situation. It's not a corner, it's not a big whip in. Goalkeeper coming up now, it could be their last effort. Delivery's got to be right.
So Radu is in the box. We've played 4 of the 5 minutes. Chari working short across the edge of the penalty area, and Brooks hit a left-footed effort from the edge of the box and it hit his goalkeeper and goes out of play for a throw. The keeper hadn't made his way forward for that. It could conceivably be 2-2.
Well, you can't believe it. He's pulled the ball back, done the right thing. Great strike on the ball, and Radu's backside managed to clear it.
Great defending by the Bournemouth goalkeeper. At precisely the wrong moment for him. 30 seconds to go. As Fleetwood equalise at home to Blackpool late on in that local derby. A left-footed overhead clearance from Kirkes. Kiefer Moore chases after it. Heads it before it goes out of play. Solanke trying to get there inside the penalty area. Liverpool get it away. Nunez flicks it with his right boot, high up in the air, then wins the header. Kirkes has stayed down, injured. Clash of heads, the referee has to stop it. But when play restarts, it will be a drop ball. Kirkes back on his feet very quickly. Quick news of a goal at Goodison Park, Matt.
Well, if this game wasn't over, it is now. Everton 3, Burnley 0. Brilliant play by Beto down the left-hand side. Strongly holds off his man, fizzes across into the area, and Ashley Young is there to meet it. Everton 3, Burnley 0.
So Everton going through, and Liverpool on the cusp of going through as well. Nunez went down with a bang to his head. He's okay, he's back on his feet. The referee's just made sure he's all right. We've got about 30 seconds left to play. It's going to be a drop ball to Liverpool. And Alexander-Arnold, as the ball is dropped to him, just works it all the way back to his goalkeeper. Kelleher will try and get it upfield. Drives it away from Kiefer Moore. Over the halfway line. It'll go out of play for a throw to Bournemouth that there's no time to take. And it's job done for Liverpool. They've beaten Bournemouth in the League Cup again for the third time in 9 years. And Darwin Nunez's winning goal, worthy of their place in the quarter-finals. Such difficult conditions for either side of playing, particularly Liverpool in the second half. Gadi Gakpo had got them ahead before half-time when Justin Kluivert equalised, getting on the head of a delicious Scott corner. It looks as though Bournemouth were the favourites, but 6 minutes later Nunez produced the moment of the game, and they, as favourites, are through to the quarter-finals. 3 wins away from League Cup number 10. Bournemouth 1, Liverpool 2.
So Liverpool join Middlesbrough, Port Vale and West Ham in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals, and it looks like Newcastle are going to be